Welcome into the Thunderdome. The NHL has to send all their good players to the Central Division. This is a DNVR emergency podcast presented by New Built. When that home emergency hits, New Built Restoration and Construction will be there at newbuilt.com. That's NUBILT.com. Let them know DNVR sent you over there. So, if we're being honest, I don't know that this trade directly affects the Colorado Avalanche in any way, but it is in the Central Division. The Avs are going to have to play against Quinn Hughes in 9 days in Minnesota. And to make it official, the Vancouver Canucks did trade Quinn Hughes to the Minnesota Wild in exchange for Marco Rossi, Zeev Buium, Liam Ohgren, and a first in 2026. First of all, wow, blockbuster banger trade. Feels kind of good that it's not the Avalanche this time.
It feels great. It feels great that the big deal that everybody is talking about, two of them today.
Yep.
But this one, I mean, different magnitude, obviously, the Tristan Jarry to Edmonton. It feels great that the Avalanche are just like,
cool.
Okay.
Not our problem.
Cool. This is what you have to do to try and chase us down, huh?
Yep.
Cool. It's fun.
It is fun. It's fun to watch other teams do it and not have to freak out about it.
It's fun to watch other teams be in third place and go, well, I don't want to be here. We got to do some stuff now. We got to do some big stuff. Let's trade first round picks. Let's trade prospects. And the Wild were like, what's the biggest thing that we could do with all of those involved?
Quinn Hughes,
they got rid of established NHLers. They got rid of prospects. They got rid of picks. This is a monster deal.
It is. It really is. $2 from Ryan with the super chat saying Canucks Buffalo level incompetent. Free the fans.
I said this the other day that Vancouver is just Buffalo level of unserious, just louder about it.
Buffalo West.
Yeah, and because the Sabres sort of like toil in obscurity.
Yep.
Like their incompetence is just like an acceptance.
It just makes it so they don't have any media presence, really. Right,
but the Canucks also have had like the season they had two years ago where they were they won the PDO Olympics, and everybody was still trying to pretend like they were for real, and then magically all that stopped and it went away, and look what happened. Like, you fast forward 18 months and Quinn Hughes is gone.
Times change quickly.
Quinn Hughes and JT Miller are both gone. Obviously, Quinn Hughes is much better.
Yeah.
Much bigger deal. But at the time, JT Miller was still good, and Elias Pettersson knew how to play hockey. Now, like, I think when you're talking about trying to, from Vancouver's perspective, you're going to lose on day one. You're going to lose that press conference, and you're going to lose any Quinn Hughes trade that you make. And you know that it's going to be
when you're trading the best player. Yeah,
of course. But you know that when it's going to be that it will be futures heavy enough that they're like give it 5 years. Okay, maybe. But in terms of trading Quinn Hughes, like, this is
right. I don't think it's that bad of a deal. Obviously, in the moment today, you're reeling if you're a Vancouver fan, no doubt.
Oh my God.
But
I'm contemplating following a different team entirely, like quitting hockey fandom.
Right. But given you pretty much knew Quinn Hughes was not re-signing there come the end of next season.
It started to feel like he was making that clear, where it was like, oh, I don't think I want to do this.
The return you got is pretty darn good, living in a world where you're accepting some level of rebuild in Vancouver. Retool if you want to be nice about it, whatever.
Yeah.
I really don't think the return is that bad for Vancouver.
Mm-mm.
On Minnesota's side, is Minnesota better today? Probably, but they also gave up some significant pieces.
Yeah, so Rossi's been hurt a little bit. So they've been running a 1-2 of Danila Yurov and Joel Eriksson Ek at center. All respect to Eriksson Ek, who's like a really good two-way player.
Great 2C.
I'm not scared of that.
No.
And defensively, like we've kind of talked about it a little bit this year, that Jared Spurgeon, Jonas Brodin,
It's been rough, yeah.
You know, those guys have played a lot of hard minutes, a lot of defensive minutes, and that they're.
You have that. You're watching Brock Faber get his head kicked in by the best competition in the league,
and that's a big part of it. Is that Brock Faber is crazy overrated.
Sure. While you're looking up stats, $2 from Pin King that does say this is all AJ's fault somehow. LMA.
What? Didn't do anything this time. I got nothing. I didn't do anything.
Wasn't even at the gym for this one. Yeah. So, like, Hughes definitely adds something to Minnesota's defense that it feels like they needed. There are two paths to this. One, Minnesota is definitely giving up on their future and to some extent here by moving out Zeev, by giving up a first. And that, okay, whatever. Teams go all in all the time and they try to make those moves. The part of this that is harder for me to square up for Minnesota is you just traded Marco Rossi, which I know they've had their disagreements or whatever, but
yeah.
Are you really going to try to pull another move out to go get a center, or are you just going to run this? Like, really?
Yeah, the center depth, like you have Quinn Hughes and Brock Faber on your top pairing now, which means now you have one player who belongs on a top pairing.
Yep.
And that's great because you didn't have that at the start of the day. This morning, Bill Guerin woke up with no top pairing caliber defenseman.
Yep.
Now he has one, and that's great.
Yep.
That's very hard to find. He's the second best defenseman in the NHL, sort of. And I say sort of because the thing with Quinn Hughes is that he's brilliant at what he's great at. He was always sort of sneaky sheltered in Vancouver a little bit. And Canucks fans loved that. Well, what is Makar without Nathan McKinnon game? But you don't see Quinn Hughes take on the hardest minutes.
Right. He's got no choice in Minnesota, though.
And now I don't know that there's going to be any hiding. They're going to drop him next to Brock Faber. And I don't know if there's going to be any hiding and him devouring second lines anymore.
Right.
And if he handles it and he destroys, Minnesota's going to be better than they were. If they have to keep trying to hide him, that's a problem. Like you didn't go and make this move to try and have him beat up on second lines.
No.
Like you did this because you're looking at Miro Heiskanen and Cale Makar and going, we're not winning a playoff series against these guys.
This division is cracked.
Somebody.
We need it. Yeah.
Somebody. And like, those are not guys who are going anywhere.
Right.
Oh, you guys have Kirill Kaprizov? Neat. He's amazing.
Yeah.
That guy rocks. The teams that are in front of you that you're trying to chase down have Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen and Jason Robertson and Martin Necas. Woo.
Tough, buddy. Yeah.
Right. And like your answer on the blue line was Brock Faber. And you were hoping Zeev Buium got there someday.
Yep.
Now you're just like, no, we don't even need to worry about it. We're just going to go get Quinn Hughes, who we know can be that guy. Okay. But now he's got to play against those guys all the time. Oh, Matt Boldy's great. I'm just not going to name all the lineups. Matt Boldy's great in like I don't know, Arturi Lehkonen is great.
Minnesota does not have a winger problem. They have a center problem.
Right. The thing is, once you get beyond Minnesota's top line, you have problems everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a good lineup. They're hard to play against. They are like dreadful to play against. I actually truly don't care that they beat Colorado and Dallas in the regular season, is whatever, right? Yeah. You don't go and make the Quinn Hughes move because you're trying to make the postseason.
No, you're trying to do something in the postseason.
You're trying to win games in the playoffs. And this is the part of the deal that confuses me from Minnesota's perspective. Minnesota, we have talked so much over the years on this show about you win in the postseason, you need to have great goaltending. Jesper Wallstedt looks fantastic.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic. Kirill Kaprizov, as mentioned, in his prime, he's amazing. Matt Boldy's young. He's really, really good. Nailed that one. Love that guy. But talent-wise, the rest of your roster, it being in third place in the Central is, at best, where it belongs.
Right, and this is where I want him to go next. Quinn Hughes makes Minnesota better, but it's not going to get them out of third in the Central. They're, 12 points back of the Avs right now?
They're 12 points back with even games played, and they're 8 points back of Dallas with 1 game in hand. So functionally, you're 6 points back. You have 51 games to erase a 6-point deficit. That doesn't sound like a lot.
But we know better.
But we do know better when you're talking about really, really good teams that win a lot of hockey games. They don't give much ground.
Yep. It's tough.
They are better. You're better with Quinn Hughes on your top pairing. And off your NHL roster, you lose Buium. Fine. You can live without the current present-day version of Zeev Buium.
In 5 years, we'll see, but
you're comfortable moving on there, right?
Yep.
You're gonna miss Marco Rossi. He was already out with injury, but you already had you were offering up in Rossi in every single trade that you tried to get involved in all the last season.
Yeah,
because your GM didn't trust the player. He's small and thought he was too soft, right? And didn't like him come playoff time. Didn't think he can handle it. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. He was they dropped him to the 4th line center in the postseason last year. There was a disconnect between that player, right?
Yes.
But now the postseason system is what it is. Yep. You know the score here.
Right.
You're going to be very hard pressed to chase down Dallas and Colorado. So that means your best case scenario in the standings. Well, you're on the road at one of those two locations.
Even if you do chase them down, you're still playing one of those two teams in round 1.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to play one of those two teams in round 1.
Yep.
And you're going to be on the road, most likely on the road to do it. If they were to chase down those, Dallas, I guess. In this case, we'll talk about them chasing down Dallas for the 2 seed. Then great, you're hosting it, but then you have to go through Dallas in round 1, then Colorado in round 2. The rest of your team doesn't have the horses for that.
Yep.
And you just blew through a lot of your trade capital to make this deal.
Pretty much all of your actual hockey trade value stuff, you just shipped out.
And you still have first-round picks in 2027, 2028, 2029. You're already without second-round picks in 2026 and 2027. Yeah, because they've started dealing. They made that big-time David Jiricek deal last season that at the moment has not produced anything yet, where they traded first, second, and third-round picks for him. Has done nothing for them. So they, asset-wise, they've got a little bit of a problem. Current cap space, they're sitting on about $2 million. It's not nothing, but it's not a ton of wiggle room. By deadline time, it's a little over 6,
which is enough to do something. Yeah,
it's enough to do something. But are they doing something away from being able to take on Colorado or Dallas in a best of 7? And the thing, Dallas hasn't made any of their moves.
Right. Stuff still to come.
We've talked about this with Colorado a lot. We're a Colorado show, so we don't really need to dig a ton into. The Avs don't need much.
Yep.
Their top 6 is set. Arguably, if they wanted it to be, their top 4 on defense, maybe even their whole top defense, the 1 through 6 or 7.
5 of the guys are pretty set. I'd say it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. They feel very comfortable with the big pieces on their roster. So they don't you're looking at Colorado going, more or less, that's the team we're trying to chase down.
Yep.
That's the team we're trying to find a way to match up with. And
is this enough? In my opinion, no.
No, because you're not going to be able to play your first line 60 minutes.
Yep. Correct. Nor your
You're
first
gonna
deep
have
pairing.
you're gonna have to put out Marcus Johansson and Nico Sturm and Yakov Trenin and Ryan Hartman, and those guys are a pain.
Yep.
They are hard to play against. They like gutting out wins is tough, but Minnesota is almost entirely reliant more than anything else on Kirill Kaprizov being exceptional and their goaltending doing the same. Everything between those two levels is a problem for them.
It's rough.
Quinn Hughes helps that a lot. He helps that, but your center depth is bad. It's even if you win a round in the postseason, if they beat Dallas in round 1 and Colorado bops them in round 2, is this worth it? Because does anyone on earth right now believe that Quinn Hughes is going to sign the extension to stay in Minnesota?
Everybody knows he's going to New Jersey, right? Everybody knows.
So then what? if you get to the offseason and he has the Johnny Gaudreau, I guess not Johnny Gaudreau, it was the Matt Tkachuk conversation where he said, I'm not going to re-sign with you.
Right. Now you have to flip him.
And they say, okay, we appreciate you telling us that so that we can at least move on.
Yeah.
And figure something out, right? Great. Then they trade him. How much are they coming back? How much are they getting back?
You're not getting what you gave up. I'll tell you that.
You're not going to get what you gave up because part of the value is trading for him right now is theoretically you could say we've got him for 2 playoff runs. So it's not just this year in a vacuum, right?
Right.
But are Colorado and Dallas are they getting significantly worse next year?
No.
Are
certainly
either
the
team
Avs aren't.
The Avs largely have the same roster under contract,
yep.
with just a small handful of like their biggest unsigned guy right now is Brent Burns, Sam Malinsky. Like they've got some question marks, but they've also got money to decide to make some of those decisions. They've got a little bit of space to work with.
The Avs will have to sign a couple of fourth liners, one of which is Jack Drury, who's an RFA.
Right.
And a 5th and 6th D, which may well be just bringing Sam Malinsky back, depending on what else they do. But that's not a lot of heavy hitting work that they have to do.
It's I'm not going to say it's like easy work, but like last year it was like, can they re-sign Brock Nelson?
Yep.
You know, like their second line center. Like there were big conversations to be had about the alignment of the team and how they were going to, like what they were going to do. And then they did them. And a lot of those guys are under contract. Great. Dallas is in the same position with the added anxiety of what are we going to do with Jason Robertson?
Yeah.
Which is basically how much are they going to find a way to sign him for that is $2 million cheaper than what he would have gotten on the open market.
Right.
As is the case with a lot of these cats.
Well, you look at Minnesota's. Part of this is Minnesota lacks depth. The fact that Vladimir Tarasenko and Matt Zuccarello are in their top 6.
Yeah.
But also, those are pending UFAs. Yeah. That will be a problem for them if you're trying to extend Quinn Hughes. These are the things you have to think about. Their defense is relatively set, at least for next year. I guess they need a 6, but there's so much work here to do that it feels tough to be Minnesota in this spot, who are essentially going all in this year now, running into the 2 best teams in the league in your division. And then what? Now, if they sign Hughes at the end of the season and surprise everybody and he stays for $12 million or whatever he ends up signing for, maybe this deal looks a good bit better. Sure. It's 15, whatever.
If they re-sign him and then they're paying Kaprizov and Hughes
a third of their cap hit,
what
be like 30 million ish.
Yeah, I was gonna say Quinn Hughes is, I'm sure, let's just say 12. So then you're talking
13
about
for 20, an even 30 million.
Yeah, 13. Great. 13 million to keep it at $30 million for 2 players. For a worse version of McKinnon Makar.
Yep.
They haven't even gotten you ahead.
Worth in both spots.
Of Colorado.
Right.
Have they even gotten you ahead of Dallas with
Heiskanen
and Heiskanen?
Probably not. I mean, Quinn Hughes might be better than Heiskanen. I could buy that argument. I don't think he is defensively, but I could be sold that Quinn Hughes' offense is better.
Oh, I think it undeniably is. I just buy Miro's defense as being significantly better than Quinn Hughes. But like, the point is you're having a conversation. That's not a slam dunk, without a doubt.
Yeah, right.
So you re-sign him, and you might be running the second best tandem in the division.
Maybe. Doesn't feel great. Does not feel great for Minnesota.
Where are you going to get a center from? Eriksson Ek just isn't that guy. Unless you're just banking on, we're going to be the 2019 St. Louis Blues, where Ryan O'Reilly had like an unreal.
Eriksson Ek has the year of his life,
right?
And Wallstead just never declines. Like
exactly, like Wallstead is a 940 goaltender, and Eriksson Ek has a point per game postseason.
Yep,
that's how you win the Stanley Cup. And like, I'm saying this with a ton of skepticism, but frankly, I love this for them. They gave $17 million to Kirill Kaprizov. They couldn't just sit around and go, well, we're not good enough by that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not good enough by that.
They started walking down the path.
Yeah. No, when you made that kind of commitment and negotiating against yourself, because that guy was like, I'm not signing for 16, but I'll sign for 17. Like, that guy took you for a ride.
For sure.
Yeah. But you committed to this era.
You did.
And it took huge balls for Bill Guerin to get the job and buy out Parise and Suter when he did. Yeah. Huge balls to live with those the buyout problems that they lived with for years and overperformed with because of. It takes huge balls. Hughes balls? To make this kind of trade. Because it's like Liam Ohgren, you're not a huge fan. I'm less familiar. Like, I'm just okay, whatever. He could be a good player someday. He was a recent first round pick, so he's got that pedigree. So people are excited about it.
Still young, could absolutely develop.
Exactly. What did I tell you? 18 games played. He's got zeros across the board so far this year. So not great. I looked at his analytics. Not great. Averaging like 9 minutes a night or something like that. Like, he's not playing a lot. Struggling to find his way a little bit. Maybe a change of scenery guy, right? We know Marco Rossi's a good center.
Yes, sir.
And what happens when he's getting into an organization that doesn't seem to hate his guts at every turn?
It is okay with other organizations' players that they think are soft.
Yeah.
Vancouver's never had a problem with those type of players. Like,
Vancouver's like, all right, we'll see how this goes. We needed centers. And I think that's the thing from the Canucks perspective is Zeev Buium could be a top defenseman someday.
You bet on the future there for sure.
And great. Now they're going to get a chance to find out. And they're going to get a chance to find out with Marco Rossi being a top first or second line center. I guess that kind of depends on the day for Elias Pettersson. Is he any good? Is he not any good?
His ceiling can be good. Will he show up? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Marco Rossi can get the most out of him. What do I know?
Right. But like, I just think that I love that Bill Guerin is GMing the way that you would want your GM to do. Yeah, where he's saying, I've got a superstar and I'm going to keep him. Great. He keeps him. I've got a couple of really good young players that I think I can build around. Guys like Matt Boldy, Jesper Wallstead, Brock Faber, who I think sucks personally, but I'm not in charge of the Wild. It's fine.
He's not even the best defenseman on his team anymore. So
yeah, well, he wasn't when he woke up this morning.
I know, but now he definitely isn't.
And like has not been afraid. Made the Jiricek move last year. Has not been afraid to make big moves to try and figure out. And I wish more GMs did this versus like the Ron Francis, I'm just gonna exist style of GMing, where you're like, I'm not gonna really do anything except sign a bunch of guys that other teams didn't really want to bloated contracts and then put them on the ice and go, hey, how come this isn't very good?
Who'da thunk?
Yeah, like I much prefer what Bill Guerin is doing. If I am being honest, I don't think it's gonna work. And I wouldn't have done it.
I don't either.
If he was in the Pacific Division and there was a clear path, but knowing that you're going to have to, you're already likely relegated to the third spot in your own division because of how the season has started. If they made this deal on day one, I'd be way bigger fan of it.
Even if we were in a 1 through 8 playoffs, you'd be saying, all right, we're Minnesota. We're doing this. At worst, we're getting the 3rd seed. Maybe we
4th seed. Because the second seed would be the team that won the Pacific, and then Dallas is 3.
Nonetheless, you're like,
you're hosting round 1.
Maybe we get Dallas in round 2, and then if we could do that, we face Colorado in the conference finals, and you get to the Final Four, anything can happen, right? Yeah.
Well, and like you're not gonna. There's never gonna be a path where you just go, well, we didn't play anybody good on our way to the Stanley Cup final,
right?
That's not how this works. But yeah, with the playoff format that it is, looking at it and saying, because we're already very likely slotted in here as the 3rd seed.
Yep.
And you're very likely not going to catch Colorado for the 1st seed. Your path is both of those teams.
And it's
to get to the conference final, you're going to have to go through Dallas and Colorado, most likely.
It's tough. It's a hard spot to be in because we were just talking about how, Minnesota has their stars. They have to go for it.
Yeah.
But then there's a brick wall sitting in front of them.
Right. But are you in a better position with Quinn Hughes and without all those peripheral guys to do that than this morning? Yeah.
Probably.
But the big thing here is now you are all the way in. You have until the end of this year.
The double down. You're fully committed. Yeah.
You have until the end of this year. It's not even like, we signed through next season too. True. So I guess, and if you really wanted to do that, you could.
And if you lose in the first round 2 years in a row and Quinn Hughes walks, you get fired. Like
bottom 5 trade in AHL history.
Yeah, right.
That happens. So I saw somebody on Twitter compare it to the Lindros deal. That's a little premature for me, but
come on.
You can see though where it sets the Canucks up very nicely to retool on the fly here.
Yeah,
they get another first rounder in 2026. They have their own first rounder, I believe, in 2026, which is shaping up to be pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Zeev, who can ostensibly replace Quinn Hughes. I was talking about it, how the Avs might want to use Sam Girard for that purpose, but
too late now.
Fair enough. And you can see Ohgren, maybe he's good.
Yep. But Vancouver, it'll be interesting where they go from here. How deep into a rebuild are they going to commit to? But
because Rossi and Buium are good pieces to start with.
Yep,
those are good pieces to start to say, okay, we need to get younger. We need to. Those are better pieces than a lot that are out there because they're already in the NHL.
Yep,
and Marco Rossi's a good 2C.
You do.
Is
you're 1C? I don't know, but he's a good 2C.
Right. And in theory, you're paying $11 million to a guy who should be your 1C, so it shouldn't be a big problem, right?
In theory.
So it's a fascinating deal that, funny enough, this won't feel like the Mikko Necas deal where it was
it's not as 1-to-1, yeah.
Well, and we need to see how this goes for the next couple of years. It feels like we're going to know pretty quickly because Hughes and
certainly on Minnesota's side, we'll know quickly, yeah.
Right. Hughes and if Minnesota has to turn around and flip Hughes, they're not getting anywhere close to what they just give up.
Yep.
They lose significant amount of their leverage.
It's the Carolina side of the Rantanen trade at that point.
With this, by the end of this year, when this season, because Hughes will stay in Minnesota, right? We'll see how this goes for this year's playoff run.
Yeah, you're not worried about that till the offseason,
but they need centers, but they don't have a ton of cap space, and now asset wise,
pretty poor.
Their life just got much harder, and as we know from Colorado's perspective, finding a 2C is really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Are you in a great position if you have to turn around and give up 2 first-round picks for Nazem Kadri? It doesn't feel great.
I just keep going back to all right, a world where the Avs and Minnesota face off in the first round. Yeah, Makar and Hughes. All right, gloves are off. Let's get fighting.
Totally.
And then you throw Danila Yurov out against Nathan McKinnon or Brock Nelson, and you're like, okay, doesn't feel great.
Yeah. Tough. It's tough because with Hughes being the caliber of player that he is, and you have to know.
Yeah.
whether or not he's going to re-sign or not. You're looking at this as purely like a trade deadline-esque rental. Because if he's not going to sign, or if he doesn't give a strong indication that he's going to re-sign, you need to move him.
Yep.
And then this very likely becomes a mess.
And this is me daydreaming Avalanche fantasy, but there is a world where Quinn Hughes faces top competition exclusively in Minnesota, and the cracks in his defensive game become a problem. Quinn Hughes is still going to be a great player. I don't want to talk bad about him. He's the second best defenseman on the planet, probably.
Probably.
Sort of.
I always say he's the second best defenseman, sort of. Is how I always like to go with it. But we don't need to nitpick.
My point being, if he excels, if he steps up into that true faces top competition every night role and the defense is solid, Minnesota's defense is going to look a lot better.
Yeah.
But if he has some missteps along the way, Minnesota needs Quinn Hughes to be the second best defenseman in the league. Let me put it to you that way. If he's sort of the second best, I don't know that it does nearly enough.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Like, I'm with you, man. It's such a fascinating spot that they're in right now. And I was talking junk about Brodin and Spurgeon. Like, they're still solid players, but like,
they're not the elite defensive pairing that they had.
They're a lot closer to being league average than like one of the sneaky top 5 elite defensive pairings that they had been, which had been a huge secret to Minnesota's success for a long time. Like Jared Spurgeon, single-handedly, like one of the most underrated players of this whole generation. Truly a borderline elite player over the last decade that never got that respect. 1, because of Minnesota. 2, because he's 5'8", and 3, because analytics, and he never put up those kinds of points.
Yep.
And nerds and all, but not that guy anymore. And they are in a genuinely fascinating place with this roster where I don't think that they're going to be an easy out. I didn't think that earlier, and I didn't like their roster. I don't think they're going to be an easy out with Quinn Hughes because, again, Marco Rossi, you need center help.
Yep.
True. But Quinn Hughes is so much better in his job than Marco Rossi was in his, that if they can just find a mid-level Rossi replacement, sure, Eriksson Ek isn't a 1C, but you're way better off going in with 2 2Cs in Quinn Hughes than you were Eriksson Ek, Marco Rossi, and no Quinn Hughes.
True.
And in the short term, that's the bet that they're making. It's just any other division. You love the bet that they're making because now it's saddle up, let's go. We're trying to win this thing. And now in the Central Division, it's we
Turbo
have huge,
Thunderdome. Yeah.
We have huge holes, and we're likely going to have to go through Dallas and Colorado on the road in both.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
It's a really tough spot to be in. And I respect the hell out of Bill Guerin. He's GMing the way you want your GM to do it. Go for it, man.
Yep.
Go for it. Ron Francis sucks. Go for it. Do this instead. At least give yourself a chance.
You can say you tried. Yeah.
Yep. At least give it a shot.
All right. That's all I got. Anything else you wanted to add, AJ?
I can't wait for it to blow up in their face and for us to go, oh, wow.
Who could have seen this coming?
Yeah.
All right. We'll wrap this thing up. Look, it's not necessarily Avs related, but fun topic. AJ and I love talking hockey all the time, so we figured why not talk hockey with everybody about it. You guys wanted to hear it too, so we appreciate 300 of you watching us not talk about the Avs. Always fun on these emergency pods. Go check out New Built Construction. Again, newbuilt.com if you have a home emergency. That's going to do it for this emergency pod. Like, subscribe. If you're new here and you really like us, consider checking out our actual full podcasts. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche Emergency Pod, and we will talk to you for the game tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.